Guys, so exciting news is that I have been dying to get back onto podcasting. And what's been stopping me has been, all of the normal excuses of I don't have time, I want it to be perfect. It was like needing all of these things and feeling like I needed so much perfection out of myself in order for me to show up online. And there was even a big part of me that was asking permission, even from my assistant Kayla, who I was like, can I just do this without doing video? And there was a part of me that realized that all I needed to do first off was just to start, was just to have messy action. A friend of mine whom also has a podcast and, also has an online business and is really successful. He was like, the one thing that people don't really care about is how good it looks. Like stop, like forget about how professional it looks and just get out there and share your message and share what you're passionate about. And that really hit home for me because when we show up in the online space, there is that level of inner criticism that's telling us well, it has to be perfect or people will judge or something like that. And so all of these things started coming up for me. And I started really diving deep into that and really diving into the aspects of why it needed to be perfect, why I needed to show up in a certain way, why it needed to have all the cameras and lights and all these things. And why can't I just have a conversation with you in a deeper way? Why can't I just do it in my living room where literally I have a microphone and my computer? I'm not wearing any makeup. I just woke up and it just inspired me to just come on here and speak. And so this is where the opportunity comes in to just take messy action and just to allow it to come and flow. And so when I decided that I wanted to restart my podcast, The Mind of Reese, and restart it, I wanted it to be more of a conversation with me having coffee in my living room in whatever it was that I was thinking or wearing or doing in that day, not making a big to-do about it, and just having a conversation about life, business, and social media. And so, for me, it's one of those things as a creator, as a tattoo artist, I want everything to be perfect. And especially, it's just, I just want things to be perfect. But we all have to realize that we all start somewhere, right? And that not everything starts off perfect, but we just have to be proud with the action that we've taken. And so here I am taking messy action and wanting just to have a really good conversation about, creativity, about tattooing, about tattoo business, about mindset, about how your mindset really is the key factor of your business and of your tattooing and of your creativity. And so how all of these things intertwine and how I have navigated through my own career and my own life being a 10-year tattooer and, a business coach and a tattoo shop owner and evolving and growing my empire and my brand in the online space. I want to share these types of messages where we can dive deeper because I truly believe that, on TikTok or on Instagram, it's one of those things where if you can actually hear, my dog he's had bronchopneumonia, just to segue, he's had bronchopneumonia for a few days. And so he's hacking up. So these kinds of little things that enter into this space, I kind of just want it to be as real as possible and not make it so oh my gosh, I have to be in a podcasting studio and I has to be beautiful and I have to be wearing full makeup and all these things. No, this is the point. This is the real stuff. And I was saying about TikTok and Instagram, those only touch the surface. It's only the surface level of the depth of what I'm saying in a caption that can only go so long, or in a video that's only 15 to 30 seconds long. It's I can't get into the nitty gritty of the information that I'm trying to express or the meanings that I'm trying to convey in that short form type of content. And so podcasting has always called to me because I was man, I just want to just have a chat. Let's have a conversation about these kinds of things. And so that is what I'm here to do. So on this first episode, I just want to really inspire all of you. If you are a tattooer, a veteran, if you are a newbie tattooer, if you are an apprentice, if you are just a creative that's looking at tattoo artists or is looking up to people and is just man, I really want to do that. take the messy action. There is no right or wrong way to be going about your life or your business. Everybody's journey is unique and different, and that's the best part. Because if we were all the same, it'd be the same old story over and over again, right? And nobody wants to listen to the same old story because we want to feel related to. We want to feel inspired by. We want to feel meaning in the things that we get to hear and the people we get to surround ourselves with and the people we look up to and the content that we consume. We want to feel the meaning. We want to feel the feeling. And for me, I think that if there was one lesson that I learned this morning when I woke up and I was like, fuck it. I'm going in. I'm going to do it. I'm just going to send it. I've been talking about re-upping my podcast for almost a year now. Almost a year. And my launch just ended for Inspired Academy, which is like my 8-week course for tattooers and creatives to really understand how to foundationally grow their brand on social media. And so it's like once that ended, I was like, oh, now I don't have the excuse of no time. Oh, now I don't have the excuse of saying that, oh, I don't have time. I don't have 30 minutes to really pour my heart and soul out into another platform because it's been calling to me. And I want you all to really understand that when things feel innate for you, when things call to you, that's not by accident. That's not just by some happenstance thing. That's your innate inner wisdom saying, hey, just hey, just letting you know that this is something. Just let it linger and don't let it simmer around. Just like go for it. And in doing the messy action, we actually create more clarity. We create more clarity in what it is that we're meant to do, especially in this industry. Like for tattooing, for me, it was like, I wasn't sure how to get into the industry. I wasn't sure how to really, I loved doing realism. I was a fine artist. I went to fine art school prior, when I found out I could draw at 22. So it was like really, it was one of those things where I was like, yeah, man, like this is what I'm meant to do. I don't know how to get into it, but let's just try. And I tried everything. I went from, working in bars and painting in bars and just trying to get my name out there, going to art walks and doing body painting, doing anything I could to just get my name in and around the artistic community in LA. And then it was like, finally, and I even went to tattoo shops and tried to get mentorships and things like that, but nothing worked. And I felt defeated in those moments, but I just kept taking messy action. I was like, I don't know how to get my foot in here. I don't care. And at the time, like social media was good, but it wasn't as good as it is now. Like it's definitely, there are structures and systems to the social media arena where you're like, oh, wow, if I just do certain things with intention and purpose, I can really call the people I want to me much quicker. But at the time, for me, 10 years ago, it was still like you had to show up in person and you had to meet people at bars and you had to like spread your name kind of in this way. And so for me to get a tattoo apprenticeship was really tough being a woman as well. And so it's just one of those things. Again, messy action. I just took every action in the direction that my passion was pulling me. It was so broad. My passion was art, and art is broad. Like, I wasn't quite sure. So I was like, let me be a painter. Okay, I'm a painter. Now I'm a drawer. I'm a sculptor. I'm doing all these things. I'm just trying to get my name out there. I'm staying up all night. I was sleeping in my car. I lived in my car for a little while. It was just like, I just wanted this to work so badly. And then literally one day, it was like I put so much messy action in. This is 3 years worth of messy action. Just put so much messy action in, put myself out there in ways that felt really uncomfortable, like I'm doing right now. It's kind of like, oh, it's a little uncomfortable, felt really uncomfortable. And then one day it was like the universe heard me. The universe felt me completely innately embody what it is that my purpose was on this planet. It was like, I was just like, this is what I'm doing. I'm not giving up. And it's always in that like 11th hour. It's always in that like last moment when you're just like, fuck, I just need to put one more foot in front of the other. I just need to keep going. Like this needs to work. It's like the universe is like, all right, I just wanted to make sure that you were all in. Because if you were not all in, then that meant that you had a backup plan. So your whole heart and soul wasn't literally all into the thing that you were really striving for. And so with that, I was at an art walk show in the middle of Canoga Park, and I didn't even want to go to this art walk show. I remember blatantly thinking to myself, I was like, I'm not going to sell any art out there. I was selling prints for like $5 a print, and it was just like, I was doing it for that amount because I just wanted my name out there so badly that I was like willing to sell it for so cheap so people would just buy it. And then one day some guy was just like, hey, have you ever thought about tattooing? I literally burst into tears. I literally burst into tears. I was like, are you for real? And it was a shop in Tarzana, and I would drive the 2 hours there and the 2 hours back to clean the shop, to be the shop apprentice. I went from being a director of finance, completely running an entire finance department, to cleaning toilets. Yeah. So I went from corporate to tattooing really quickly. I went to school for business and finance. I was like, I'm going to be in finance. I'm going to do this. Like, it's a stable job. That's what I want. I want stability. And then when I realized that I was really creative and creative in a way that it's like, I was like, wow, when I did my first painting, I was like, this is actually something I can do. And I'm very driven and I'm very consistent. And so that's the point, you guys. It's like, take the messy action, but make sure it's in your passion, because sometimes it takes time. It took me 3 years to find a situation that would even allow me to put my foot in the door, and then it's taken me, and it took me another 7 years to really understand how to market myself. I was doing it in all the ways, but it wasn't just all in the right ways. And we can get into that in another conversation. But in this particular conversation, all I really just wanted to convey and wanted to inspire by me showing up today, right now, was just to take the action. Just take the messy action. And who cares? Because like I said, as I'm speaking, I had no idea what I was going to talk about today. I had no idea. I was just like, I just got to get on there. I just got to put the mic on. Who cares about the makeup? Yes, we're going to do it in video format because you know what? This is how we show up. I want you to see and feel the passion with which what I'm saying. And so I'm here today taking messy action, feeling my heart, feeling a little anxious. And I'm like, oh gosh, and feeling a little anxious, but doing the fucking thing anyway. So if you are passionate about whatever it is you're passionate about, I want you to go out there and I want you to take that messy action. I want you to do something about it, because taking action is what creates clarity. It's not the other way around. Ready is a choice. And if you can pretend like I'm almost ready financially, I'll have more time, this and that. It's not like that. If we really want it, we will find the resources to get it. That's the truest statement I could ever learn from anybody, is if we really want it, we can find the resources to get it. And if we really believe that it's meant for us, it will come back to us tenfold. In financials, in abundance, in happiness, and all the things. But you got to take the messy action first, because you have to have the leap of faith. You have to have belief in yourself first before the net appears. You jump off the cliff, you don't know there's a net at the bottom, but you just have to have faith that the net's there, right? You just have to have faith that the net is there to catch you. That net is the belief, the unwavering faith in yourself to know that you are driven, disciplined, and passionate enough about your mission, your thing, your creativity, your tattooing, that you are going to make it work. You're not going to let anything else stop you. Okay, so here is the first episode of weekly episodes of the Mind of Reese. If you are looking for tattoo business, creativity, and mindset, information, talks, basically friendship talks over coffee, my own experiences in the tattoo industry, and more, then I suggest that you follow this podcast, because there will be a lot more content coming to you. I'm excited on this new adventure of mine, and I'm excited to share with you all of my own experiences in this industry and in this life that I've had so far, that I'm so blessed to have so far. So take the messy action. I love you, and I'll see you in the next episode.